Nacho TV, man. Captain Taiwan, man. Y'all better tune the fuck in, man.
We about war, we about war. Don't make my hitters come to your front door. We about war, we about war. Don't make my hitters come to your front door.
Live a life in the war zone, you see it then. War report, Campanori, it's a CNN. Can't see the end, body called and repeat again. Another brother lost, another
so we got kids knocking on the door.
It's no limit.
You know what I mean? So we here with Malak, my brother, man, the Marayam HOMBRE. You know what I'm saying? So tell the people who y'all are, where y'all from.
Shalom, I'm priest officer Malak in the Israelite school, U.P.K. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri, born and raised. This is my lovely rib right here. I'll let her introduce herself.
Shalom, I'm Marayam. I'm from Houston, Texas, born and raised, and that's all we say, right?
Houston, Texas. So all right, so first question. So what is in Kansas City?
There's a lot, actually. It's everything that's not in Virginia.
That's a lot. That says a lot.
Yes,
that speaks volumes.
You got everything you want to do. You got amusement parks, you got water parks, you got everything. You know what I mean? We got the Kansas City Chiefs, Kansas City Royals, you got sports teams, you got bars, you got the Legends, you got the Kansas Speedway. Right. You know what I mean? Great barbecue, the best barbecue in the world. If you're ever in Kansas City, stop by Gates Barbecue, you know what I'm saying? So the best barbecue food in the world. So there's a lot to do in Kansas City, a lot to do.
Alright, we know Houston. I got kicked out the bar in Houston. You know what I'm saying?
I can agree from Kansas, because I really didn't know what was in Kansas City, and then when we visited, I was like, oh, I actually like it there.
Alright, so okay, first things first, so how did y'all come into the truth? In fact, what was life like before the truth? Take us back to high school. Take us back to
I was born, of course, like every other so-called black Hispanic native Indian, I was born Christian. As a matter of fact, my father's a pastor. You know what I'm saying? My mother's a so-called minister back home. Man. So I came from a very, very religious upbringing in Kansas City, Missouri. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Missouri, but that's part of the Bible Belt. So everything is very religious back home.
The Bible Belt?
The Bible Belt.
Could you explain the Bible Belt?
The Bible Belt, I believe, is comprised of mostly southern and some Midwestern states like Arkansas, Kansas, Missouri. And it's just very religious. Like the people there is very religious. It's very the backdrop of the Bible Belt is very southern. Like if you was to ever go down south, it's very religious, very southern. You know what I'm saying? That's just like how it is back home. It's very religious and very country. You know what I'm saying? So I came up very Christian. Like I said, my father was a pastor, so I was born and raised in the church. Right. You know what I mean? Spend day every day in the church. You know what I'm saying? Not just on Sundays. Okay. Monday, Tuesday, when me and my sisters. Every day in the church. But my experience of growing up in the church, it wasn't like like a lot of my brothers and sisters in the world. I know a lot of brothers and sisters get sexually abused, molested, bad things happen. But my upbringing was the exact opposite. Right. You know what I'm saying? I met a lot of family in the Christian church, a lot of brothers and sisters, real cool, solid black people, you know what I'm saying, in the Christian church that I still talk to this day. You know what I mean? A lot of family and friends I still got in the Christian church that I still rock with to this day, real cool people. You know what I mean? High school for me was growing up for me and my sisters was very strict. My father, a very strict brother. Right. You know what I mean? A very strict man, a Judite brother. He very strict on us. My mother was always involved in our education. So we had the best education. We always made sure we had to get straight A's or B's. It was nothing less. You always put your best foot forward. That's something my father always stressed to us. Anything you do your best.
Shout out to him.
Right. Yeah, right. Shout out to my father. You know, I love my dad. Yeah. So if it wasn't for that though, I don't know where I'd be. If it was my father, I don't know. I would have probably joined the gang or something. You know what I'm saying? So my father made sure he kept a hold on us. He raised his household. He had a very strict father, but that's how a father's supposed to be. And I didn't understand that really till I got older and became a man. You know what I mean? I always used to think like everything I did was wrong because I could never please my friend. Everything I did, it was always something to do better, something to do more. But that's how the Lord is. Right. The Lord wants your very best, and that's how a father's supposed to be. A father's supposed to rule over his house with order and authority, and that's how my father rocked out. You know what I mean? It wasn't no hell in his house. He didn't allow no nonsense. You know what I'm saying? And to my mother, she was on the educational side. She was a very educated woman. She has I think 2 masters. So she's very well educated. She's in the school system, and she's always been involved in her education since YAHANNA, since we were just kids. So she always made sure we had the best grades. She always helped with our projects, our book reports, everything. She always made sure we were squared away. You know what I mean? My father's a very hard-working brother. So growing up in school, I always wanted to be like my father. Like high school, you asked, I always wanted to be just like my dad. A hard-working, stern, austere man. You know what I'm saying? Who didn't take nothing. So I joined the military because he joined the military. He joined the military out of high school. I joined the military out of high school. But he was in the Army. I joined the Navy. I just couldn't see myself in the Army. And the jobs were better in the Navy, so I joined the Navy. I met my rib on the deployment that we had in 2016. On the
so she was in the Navy too.
She was in the Navy, and I'll let her talk a little bit about her upbringing too. But that's how we met. We met in Esau's Navy, serving Esau in the deployment in 2016. We went over there to the Middle East, and that's how I met my lovely rib.
All right. So if you could talk about how you came up. If y'all ain't know, this hey sis right here, you know what I'm saying? She got the whole popping situation going on in the UPK. I mean, you can speak on that if you want to too.
Okay, shalom. So my upbringing, I grew up actually in the Catholic church. I was like a black Catholic, but I didn't know that was like not normal. Because everybody in my church was black. And I never really got exposed to like white Catholics until I was like in high school. I never knew that was like that they were like that. Everybody used to be like, you're Catholic, like that's weird. Like people thought it was weird, but I was like, I thought it was like regular church. But when I went to a white Catholic church, I was like, I know wonder people think it's weird because
so
they like
it's like white Christian and
right.
Okay, all right.
They like in like the Catholic church, but like our Catholic church, they sung regular black, like they sung Kirk Franklin and all of that in there. So I was like, I thought it was normal. But and so I grew up in the Catholic church, and growing up, I was very smart, but I talked a lot and I didn't understand a lot, but I thought I did. So I thought I knew what I was doing, because a lot of things my parents, they didn't explain to me. And they just assumed I knew. So a lot of things I just figured out on my own. So that made me like go off on the wrong path, like messing with boys and hanging with, I won't say hanging with the wrong people, because I think I was the wrong people. I think people was hanging with me. I was the wrong people. I was getting people into stuff. But I wasn't like that bad. But like I was getting people who wasn't doing stuff before, like doing stuff that wasn't what they shouldn't have been doing. And then
so how'd you get into the military?
What made me go to the military is because I knew that I wasn't ready for college. I knew I wasn't focused. Like I knew I was smart enough to go, but I knew I wasn't focused. I knew I wasn't disciplined. And I wanted to get out of Houston. I was like, I just need a new area to start over. So I was like, I'm gonna just go to, because the military, they come to high schools, they talk to you, they try to get you in. And when they first came, I was like, I'm definitely not joining the military.
Exactly.
I was like, no, the military is not for me. But once I realized, I was like, I can't go to college. I don't want to stay in Houston. I don't have no money. Looks like the military is my only option.
Oh man,
that's my only option. So I joined the Navy.
All right. So how did y'all meet, if I could? Y'all met on deployment, so go ahead.
So on deployment, this sister right here, we was on deployment. I knew of her, like we knew of each other, but we never was real close. It was the beginning of deployment. I just knew she was, and I'm just a nice dude off the river, respectful dude. I just always spoke to everybody. I speak to everybody. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? I always say her slave last name on Esau Navy and Esau military. You have your last name. You don't go by your first name. So I'm like, hey, Rose, what's going on? What's going on? And then over time, we started to see each other more often. Like whenever we hit port, like when we was in Bahrain, she don't like to admit it, but we actually started to talk. Our first time in Bahrain, we was at the Baskin Robbins. She ordering some ice cream. I come up to her smooth, you know what I'm saying? I said, hey, what's going on, Rose? How you doing? And she just thought I was the best looking brother she ever seen in her life.
Most crazy.
She sitting there, she ordered her ice cream. This sister talking about, she said, your ice cream ready. She couldn't even take her eyes off me to get her ice cream because she knew I was just the baddest thing walking. And we sat down, had ice cream, had a little date. We started talking and getting to know each other better. And she gonna have the nerve look on my finger talking about some, you married? Because there's a lot of people in the military that's married that are cheating on their spouse. I said, no, I'm not married. I ain't messing with nobody. So after that, I learned more about her. She gonna learn more about me. And on deployment, we began to build a close bond and relationship. And we actually started to date at the end of deployment. And toward the end of deployment, I knew a brother in Esau military, Esau Navy, was on deployment with us that knew about the truth, and he told me about the truth. So therefore, I did my research, and when we pulled in from deployment, it was December 2016, it was 4 years ago. I started to do my research. I came across the I.S.U.P.K. It's actually real funny how I came into the truth, because like I know a lot of people may seem like all the other fake Israelite groups, but me personally, I always saw the I.S.U.P.K. I never joined no other fake Israelite group. It was always One West. Right. Like General Muhammad had a class before, he said, you cannot see them and see us and choose them. You're gonna have to stay with them. Right. I never wanted to choose, you know, nobody outside of One West, because I knew these brothers right here just had something that these brothers don't. Right. Until I found out that the truth actually started, and you know, I mean, we are the home of the truth, the one I.S.U.P.K. So I told my rib, and as this time she's still not my rib, we still just dating, we courting. And so I'm talking to her about it, and I see she's very receptive of it. Like she's acceptive of the truth, you know, the knowledge of the truth. She, you know, Jesus is black, and she's like, okay, so I'm teaching her, she learning. And I knew then, like, okay, this sister, I got a sister on my hands where she's not a monster. Like she don't have that spirit on her or that demon on her where she just want to be combative and argue. She listens to her man, she loves her man, she wanted to take care of her man. And that's when I was like, well, shit, I'm gonna make you my rib. You know what I'm saying? And then I knew sex was marriage. So I was like, well, you know, we did what we did, had sex, and we became married. And been rocking ever since. So
how was that for you? Like when he explained it to you?
When he was honestly, it sounds crazy, but honestly, when we first started talking, because everything he told me, it was so different. So honestly, everything he told me, like I just listened to. Like he could have been saying, "The grass is blue, the grass is blue." Right. But honestly, when he after that, like after you get over the whole. But like when he was explaining the Bible and stuff to me, like it was nothing in me that was like, you know, this is not true. Like I didn't feel anything that I could debate. Like what can I say? Like you showing it to me, I don't see how I can be like, oh no, that's not true.
Right. If I could say something on that, I don't understand how Jason the world see that. Jason the world know what we saying is true, but they still something in them. It's like, nah, I just still gotta go smoke and I still gotta eat pork. Like you know what we saying is true, just coming the truth. I never had that issue. Me personally, nothing in me, I can say that about my rib. Me or her, we always was just. I'll never forget when I went to go see our first camp speaking. This was in 2017, early 2017. I went to go see Captain Mashak Mayum.
Shout out to Captain Mashak.
Shout out to Captain Mashak, because his videos is actually the ones that brought me and my rib into the truth. And my rib will tell you, we walked like 22 blocks in DC while she was pregnant
with flip-flops on.
just to go see a camp speaking, just for them not to be there.
Oh man, he didn't say that to me, man. Because shout out Captain Mashak and the Dippo Squad.
God, damn right. And listen, that DC squad something serious. They wasn't there because they went down to Atlanta.
Okay, all right.
Next
shout out ATL, you already know.
The next week we went right back up there again. Yeah. We walked the same amount of blocks. So while she pregnant and we walked to go see her, they wasn't there. But nothing in me was ever let down, because when you really want something, you would just go get it. And nothing. The first time you went, I never lost faith.
Remember the first time you went with
the first time she didn't go with me. The first time I went with some brothers of mine in Esau Navy, they never came into the truth. What Yarash? Obviously Yarash.
All right, if I could. All right.
Go ahead, all
right, so we had an interview with Yarash, right? He's my brother, right? So he was telling me, you know what I'm saying, you seen him one day, you was like, you know, I.S.U.P.K, the home of the truth. Right? And so he was like, I'm not trying to hear that. You know what I'm saying?
He was Muslim.
Right. Oh, he was Muslim.
In the world, he was Muslim.
Okay. So he said he wasn't trying to hear that. So he went home one day and saw a video. And at the end of the video, it said I.S.U.P.K, the home of the truth, right? So he said, he was like, damn, he put his head down. He said the next day he came back and saw you at Chow. You familiar with this story? All right, could you tell the people this story? So he said he saw you, he was like, man, you became the home of the truth.
Oh, man. God, he admitted to me, like, straight up, like, what you were saying was right. It was actually a lot of people on that ship on deployment and off, just in the Esau Navy with me that I was stationed with. They always say that, like, they'll come back to me and be like, man, I looked up and researched what you were talking about. The Jews is black. Like, the white man the devil and the Jews is black. Like, everything you're saying is true. They can't dispute it. But what I learned is that a lot of people just want to stay in the world. A lot of people they just stuck in their ways. They don't want to come into the truth, but they know that the I.S.U.P.K is the home of the truth. Right. So, but that brother Yarash, my son, he's a solid brother, because among all the other brothers, he'll tell you, like, I was on the boat, like, I was like telling every black person I seen, if you're a Hispanic black brother, come in class with me.
Restriction.
Oh yeah, I actually was on restriction, which is a punishment in Esau Navy, right? really I was on restriction because I was teaching the truth to brothers and sisters. Well, I was telling brothers and sisters about the truth. And I was telling them I was on restriction for 35 days. And 35, half months pay time 1. And on restriction, I'm still telling brothers, man, listen, y'all come into this truth, man. Come into this truth. And a few brothers and sisters came. They came and they went, but Yerushalayim stayed. You know what I'm saying? And that's a glorious thing. You know what I mean? If you could just bring one brother and sister to the truth, that's such a glorious thing.
Yeah,
so I'm glad that brother stayed. Am I real? You know,
took us out the truth right there.
God, getting discouraged. I could have been like getting discouraged. Like,
I was pregnant and he was stuck on the boat. Like he couldn't get off.
It's like being you in jail pretty much. You can't leave nowhere and go nowhere. And
I couldn't go out there to see him.
Yeah, so she just at home pregnant.
And remember I had them heart issues.
Oh, she had heart issues.
Yeah,
it was tough, but like I said, when you want something, you know what I'm saying, you go after it. And I didn't care what was going on, I was going to get the truth. You know what I mean? Because I know the brothers was genuine. I know they had the truth. I know they can answer any question you got. And it's the love is so real. When we went to that Philly cookout, I mean, like the brotherhood and the love is just so serious and so real. Yeah. You ain't going to find it anywhere else. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I really appreciated that. And something I didn't experience in the Christian church was that brotherhood. When you have somebody like the brother, I shared a post a brother made in Chicago, Officer Koryas, shout out to that brother in Chicago. He said, you know, the brotherhood is so real. You ask a priest for a bag of chips, you ask a priest for a chip, he gonna give you the whole bag. That's a fact. And that's spiritual and that's true. Right. You ask a brother, can I borrow your car, man? Just take the car. Right. Like, it's no, you my brother. Yeah. And brotherhood is what matters. It's the only thing that matters. Right. You my brother, you the most important thing to me. And that's all that matters. That's what Commander YAHANNA has raised and taught us. Right. And that's just so amazing to me. You don't experience that in the Christian church. You just don't.
Alright, so sis, you trying to start the line, hey sis. Could you tell us about that?
The hey sis line? You talking about the baby?
Okay, I'm gonna tell the people. Okay, y'all got a son named L. That's my young boy, right? Yo, L hair look like she just dipped him in oil. Pulled him out, wiped his forehead off, and told him to go. Like he shines. You know what I'm saying? So that's your line, right? Could you tell the people about your Hey Sis line?
Oh, that's not the Hey Sis. Hey Sis is actually the YouTube page, but
okay,
my
so
line,
plug your YouTube channel.
Yeah, Hey Sis is the YouTube channel, but my line that I'm coming out with, so I'm coming out with a brand called Mommy Marayam. And Mommy Marayam produces a wide range of products for children and for mothers, for black and brown children and mothers. And the first product that is coming out is going to be a shampoo / body wash and a cream. And then also some other hair products and products for the kids. And that's going to be the first product that I launch that should be coming out very soon. So check out that. And what made me want to start the line is because I noticed that a lot of the products for the kids is not really directed for them, for black children and for brown children. It's like, you know, it'll have their hair dry, brittle. So I just started putting together kind of what I use, but like milder, because you know they're still children, they got sensitive skin, they got, you know, sensitive hair. So I just put simple products, but I used it to where, you know what I'm saying, it can help them and keep them moisturized, keep them. And I noticed, I'm like, I can't be the only one having this issue, and the only, you know, it's a very few other black people who are making products for kids. They're making products for adults, but not kids. And so I was like, why not? You know, why not me? Why not I'll be the one to come out and add to this, you know? So I was like, you know, I'm just gonna do it. So I've been asking my husband, I'm like, man, we need to do it. But of course, you know, we in hell, so I gotta get money. It costs money to start a business, it gotta cost money to make money. So we had to get it together, but now that we got it together, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it. So I'm really gonna push it, and I really would like everybody to support me.
Oh, that's a fact. You mean, plug your stuff up. Make sure you send me your information, and I'll plug it in your video. You know what I'm saying? And it's dope for y'all because that entrepreneurial spirit is something most of us have, but not too many take the chance to do it and capitalize on it. I mean, so don't give up the ghost, man. Keep it going, keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? So and one thing, man, I wanted to talk about, man, this brother right here, man. You look, if you wanted to talk about, I mean, your whole situation past year, we know it's your 1 year anniversary of what you went through, man. Like, what you went through was so heavy and it was so life changing because nobody thought that you know what I mean, something like that happen to somebody like you. You know what I mean? Especially your life and what you've been into. So if you want to talk about that, you want to tell the people about your situation, man, what happened?
For sure. So last year, this time, it was actually on April 18th, I was shot. I used to drive Lyft part-time. You know what I mean? Jake, we just know how to hustle. So I I do anything to feed my family, anything legitimate. I learned that from my father, you know what I'm saying? So I hustle. I have odd jobs. I don't admit saying that. I'll be a janitor cleaning the floors of McDonald's just to feed my family and to support this truth. So I was doing Lyft part-time. And as I was driving Lyft, I went over to Portsmouth, Virginia. I picked up it was about four brothers that it was actually one brother that I was supposed to get picked up. Right. But 4 niggas, Salak, hopped in the car. Yeah. And with the brother who shot me, he was sitting on the passenger side. I got a van, so he sat on the behind the passenger seat. And I didn't take off yet. I just put in the information. I clicked on their stuff, and I asked them, where y'all going? They told me. When they got in the car, the brother, he was acting so very disrespectful, just being irate, talking out the side of his neck. And you know what I'm saying, I'm not the type of brother who just gonna get disrespected. We don't learn that in the truth. We're not Christians. Right. You know what I'm saying? And we're not Christians at all. So I was like, well, brother, I said, listen, you can just get out my car. I said, he wasn't even the one that ordered the Lyft. It was his brother, his actual brother ordered the Lyft. And the brother was being cool about it. They want to go to where they got to get to a party or whatever. The brother, he's sitting there talking, man, play this, you gonna do this? I said, nah. I said, you can get out my van. Yeah. He said, well, all right then. If I get out your van, I'm gonna shoot this B up. I don't want to use a profanity on your channel.
Yo, you good, man. It's not TV.
Okay,
man.
He was like, I'm gonna shoot this bitch up if I get out your car. I said, well, no, so I said, aim straight. I said, just make sure you aim straight, nigga. Aim straight. Because in the UPK, we don't plead and beg for our lives. Right. Our honor and our dignity is more important than our life. Right. If I die tonight, I die. And that's what we taught in the UPK. We're not Christians. And I'm not going to sit up here and beg you, oh, please don't. No. Aim straight. And he said, okay. So he got out of my car. All of them got out of my car. And at this time, it was like it is now. It's the 1 year. So it was nice outside. Everybody was outside. All the girls out there playing. And everybody was outside.
Shout out to Will Smith.
Spring, but everybody started scattering. I mean, scattering like roaches. That's how I knew he pulled the gun out. Right. Because niggas don't just scatter for no reason. Everybody outside, they scattered. Yeah. And that's when I heard the first shot. And I saw him out my peripheral, but then I turned my head and he started shooting. Bah! And that's when I felt like it's like a lightning bolt going through you. It was like, and my eyes like I felt it. And I was like, man, I looked down, I got shot. He's still shooting. While I'm looking down, he's still shooting. Bah, bah, bah. And so I hurried up, I scurried off. You know what I'm saying? And I called 911 in the process, like, man, I just got shot. I just got shot in my abdomen. I just got shot in my abdomen. I'm shot in my stomach. And this what made me so mad about Esau, because the dispatcher kept asking me where my location was after I told them. I'm telling them, I'm here in Portsmouth. I looked on the street. I'm on High Street. This is where I'm at. I don't know what's near me. I'm by these apartments. Just come. You know what I'm saying? Send help. She kept asking me. And so I just stopped talking to her. So what was amazing, this was the Lord, it was a Jake, it was a brother in a black Suburban, I'll never forget it. He pulled up next to me, I'm sitting there bleeding out, I'm holding myself, I'm like, yo, like this is pain, I'm in excruciating, I don't know if you ever been shot, but it's excruciating pain. Yeah. It's in my liver, which is a major and a vital organ. So I'm just got blood just coming out, my shirt is soaked, I'm just trying to, put pressure on my wound. And the Jake came up to me, he said, yo, you good? I said, no, I said, bro, I'm shot, please, just help me. He said, okay, Jake pulled up in front of me. This is why brotherhood is so important. He could have just went off. Because truth be told, it was a car full of sisters in a Camry that was next to me while I'm pulled over shot and I'm trying to wave for help and they gone. This is why brotherhood is so important. This brother pulled in front of me. He stopped what he was doing, where he was going. He called 911. He stayed there with me and said, brother, hold on. He called 911 and they came like 30 seconds later. And that's why brotherhood is so important. And 911 came, the police came first, then the ambulance came, and they gave me a towel to put the whole pressure on me. Then they started putting all the stuff in. They put me on the gurney, put the IV in my arms, gave me oxygen because I couldn't breathe. And I got to the hospital, and they asking me all these questions: what's your height, what's your weight, your name, this, and this, because the police took my ID. So then I went into surgery. I came out of surgery. And that was that, the I.S.U.P.K was there for me, Commander YAHANNA was there for me. All the generals, the captains, all the brothers, the sisters, like the brotherhood, it was amazing. I'm never going to, that's something I would never forget. Not because I got shot, but because of the brotherhood of people I didn't even meet. I haven't even met some of the people that sent funds, that sent clothes, that sent food, that sent things. I never met them, and they still show brotherhood. That's why it's so important. You know what I'm saying, to push brotherhood on so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Indians, because we need it the most. And that's you don't even know who you helping when you show brotherhood to, to somebody you don't even know. So that's just amazing. That's a Christian don't do something like that. That's only in the UPK. So you know what I'm saying? Big ups to Commander YAHANNA, to the I.S.U.P.K, the truth. That was, it was a stressful time because I was the only one working, bringing in funds. I couldn't work. You know what I'm saying? I had 2 jobs. I had Lyft, and I worked as a utility man.
Right.
And she wasn't working. She at home with the kids, so we couldn't get funds. You know what I'm saying? It was just a real stressful time. But the UPK was there. Commander YAHANNA, whatever you need. My camp leader, whatever you need. Shout out to Captain Nadazak. Shout out to Officer Nakamaya, Officer Barak that came and see me. Shout out to Officer Taliyah, to y'all, to you. Like, for real, because y'all love and y'all support. To this day, it's like, yo, you good? Anything you need?
Yeah.
Like, you ain't gonna find it nowhere else.
Right.
I don't know nowhere else where if you get shot, everybody gonna just send love, send prayers, send help, send funds, send anything you need. Do you need this? You got it. You need this? You got it. You're not gonna find it nowhere but the Israelite School UPK. And that's why it's so important that so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians flood into this truth and learn, you know what I'm saying? Learn the truth of the Bible. Learn the truth of the Bible and learn brotherhood. Brotherhood must come first. Obeying God must come first. Or you don't have nothing. And that's why it's so important.
Right. And if I could, sis, could you explain like what you went through during that time?
Yeah. So,
she was strong. If I could, she was strong. She was very strong. You know what I'm saying? She was real strong during that time.
Cause so he left to go drive Lyft. You know, I knew he left, and I knew he wasn't gonna be going long because Officer Taliyah and Shapal, they were coming over, and he was like he would be back before they left. So they left, and he still wasn't back. So I was like, what are we doing? So I was calling his phone, but he wasn't answering. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna give him. I'm gonna give him till 12.
Shout out to you, because most women is not giving you till 12. They're gonna give you 12 missed calls.
No, I was still calling him, but I was like, you know, he normally I was like, if he don't answer, it's probably because he's driving. You know, he driving somebody. I'm thinking he's driving Lyft. So I'm like, okay, maybe he's still driving.
Right.
So I gave him I gave him till 11, not 12. I gave him to one more hour.
Sound more like it.
I gave him one more hour, and so I called again. And I'm still calling. I'm like, okay, so at this point, now I gotta figure out what's going on. So I started calling. No, this before I started. I called police. I was like, has there any been any accidents in has there been any accidents in Norfolk? Has any vans got towed? I was like, I told them our license plate number, and they was like, well, we don't have any in the system. They was like, but sometimes it takes a long time if it got towed. And so I was like, okay. So they was like sometimes it can take an hour. So I got off the phone with them. I was like, okay, I'll wait an hour. So then 5 minutes passed, and I was like, I'm not waiting an hour. So I started calling hospitals.
Right.
No. I looked at the news of any accidents or anything that happened, and so I saw the Portsmouth story of where he got shot. But I just knew for a fact that was not him. I just went past it. Something in me had like a slight thought, like, what if that's him? And I was like, no. So then I was looking at accidents, and I saw it was an accident in the tunnel. So I was like, it's possible that could be him. So I started calling hospitals, because I'm like, he probably got in an accident or something. So I called the hospitals, and they was like, yes, he's here. And I was like, okay, can you tell me what happened? But nobody wants to tell me what happened. And I was like, okay. They just told me he was in surgery. They was like, he's in surgery, but I can't tell you what happened. I was like, he's in surgery? I was like, what's going on? Like, why is he in surgery?
Can you tell me why they couldn't tell you what was happening?
Well, that's protocol.
Yeah, I think because he got shot, they didn't want, if somebody was looking for him, you know what I'm saying? They came to, I guess. I don't really know, but they didn't want to tell me what happened to him. So I keep on calling. I'm like, okay, he's in surgery. Can you tell me what kind of surgery he having? What does he have surgery on? Even though you can't tell me what happened, can you tell me that? They was like, no, we can't tell you. If you're his what's it called?
Significant, his wife or something?
Yeah, like if he gave you their, then I'm like, if he's in surgery, how he gonna give you my information? I was just getting very frustrated because I'm like, this is my husband. I'm telling you, if I have all his information, how the hell, you know what I'm saying? How would I have all his information if I didn't know him? So I was getting frustrated because I'm like, okay, this is my husband. He has our transportation. I can't even go up there to see him. So then at this point, I was like, okay, this is out of my hands. Let me call Officer Taliyah. But Officer Taliyah didn't answer because it was late. So he didn't answer, so I was like, okay, well, let me go to my chain of command. So I called. I didn't have our camp leader's number. I didn't have Captain Nadazak's number, but I did have Officer Nakamiya's number. So I was like, okay, that's the next highest person I know, so I'm gonna call him. And I was like panicking. I was like, all I know is he's in surgery. I don't know what happened. I just know he's in surgery, blah, blah, blah. So then that's when they got into it. They started calling around, and then finally they was like, we got a hold of him. He just got out of surgery. Somebody told me that he just got out of surgery. I don't even remember who told me he just got out of surgery because it was so much. I was just frantic, panicking, and then they told me he got out of surgery, so I called his phone. I was on the phone with my mom because I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I just know he's in surgery. They was like, well, why they cancel? She was like, call him with me on 3-way. So we both trying to get them to tell us what happened. Then that's when I finally found out he got out of surgery. So then I called him. She's still on the phone. I called him. I was like, connect me to him. So he got on the phone. I was like, boo. I was like, what's going on? You got into an accident? He was like, no. I was like, so what happened? He was like, I don't know what happened. Because they gave him all them drugs. Yeah. So he was like, I don't know. I was like, how you don't know what happened? I was like, how you don't know you got an accident? And I was like, so what's going on? He was like, I had surgery. I was like, why did you have surgery? What? I was like, where? Like, I was like, are you high? I was like, are you on drugs? He was like, no. And I was like, so what is going on? And he was like, I got shot. I said, you got shot? And he was like, yeah, I got. He was like, I was like, what? How did you get shot? I was like, what are you talking about? You got shot? And he was like, I told the dude to get. All he could get out was, I told the dude to get out of my car, and he shot me. And that's all he said.
She started breaking down crying, and that hurt to hear that because she was breaking down. So I said, I got shot. She said, you got shot? And I remember hearing Miss Rose, her mother, my mother-in-law on the phone. And
it was crazy because right when he told me he got shot, I was just opening the door.
Your mom was on the phone.
My mom was on the phone, and I was opening the door at the same time for and Shapala. They was walking in the door as he just told me he got shot, and I just like dropped the phone, and I was just crying because I was just like, I knew that wasn't what happened. You know what I'm saying? It was like, and then once I found out, I was like, that's the story. Like, that was the story I saw, and that was him. And it's just to think, I know I couldn't have done nothing, but just to think like your significant other is shot in the car by himself, like he wasn't with nobody, like that makes me, that makes me emotional. Like emotional right now, like thinking about it. I just don't like that.
Man, look, y'all story is heavy, man, because y'all been through something that was, it was something that's pivotal for us to learn and just to experience. So you being as strong as you are, and you being as strong as you are, sis, man, y'all like a pillar, you know what I'm saying, is UPK truth, man. And we learn from y'all, man. And sis, you saying what you saying, you giving your account, man, is heavy because a lot of sisters gonna hear your side and they gonna learn something. They might even feel what you're going through because a lot of sisters been through a lot of things. We want to shout out to y'all. Anything y'all want to say to the people out there, man? The last shout out, man. Our 2 subscribers, our 3 followers, man. Anything y'all want to say to them, man? Look, the whole world is out there listening, man. It's a young man in Kansas City watching this right now. What you want to tell him?
I want to tell you, man, that Commander YAHANNA has raised and set up brothers to save you wherever you are, no matter what you're doing, no matter what your lifestyle is. You know what I'm saying? Repent, come home to this truth. That's the order that was given, you know what I mean? Support this truth, pay your time to support this truth. We really do, you know what I mean? We always think about ways and major amount of counsels to come out there and help y'all, to help our people. That's what our whole job is. It's about helping our people, helping so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Right. So please, you know what I mean, support this truth. You know what I mean? Come to class, you know what I mean? Just keep open mind when you listen to class. We always born and raised Christians, so just keep open mind and learn something. You know what I mean? Don't think that you know everything. Come in here and learn something. Support this truth and just learn. And you know what I mean? Love your brothers. You know, brotherhood. Christ said the law hinges on 2 things, and that's loving your brother and loving the Most High. And the way you do love the Most High and the way you love your brother is keeping the laws regarding them. So just make sure you still, you know, that brotherhood is amazing, and this truth, it don't get no better. Lord willing, we see our Passover. You know what I mean? When the Lord's 51st Passover is. The water for, again, from Commander YAHANNA on down. The whole Israelite school, UPK, all the love, support. You know what I mean? That was a crazy year. That was a crazy time. But we got through it because of the brotherhood of the truth, because of the I.S.U.P.K. And that's how we got through it. So the water. I can't even say the water enough. You know what I mean? The water, Most High Christ.
I just want to say the same, and I just want people to not think that just because you come into the truth, like you won't be tested. Like we went through that situation, you're gonna be tested, but it's the way that you handle it. Like we don't leave the truth, we stay in the truth. And not only that, the people in the truth help you get through those situations that you went through. Like I know if we were in the world, I don't know how much support we would. Would nobody been paying our bills? We would have been probably having to go live with somebody else. Nobody been paying our bills, and they probably wouldn't even want us living with them. So
ain't complaining. You niggas can't. Y'all niggas don't do this.
Y'all, the truth. Nobody questioned.
They
When I say they came so quick, first of all, Officer Taziah was at my house right when I was finding out that he got shot. Like, they came quick. The officer Nakamiya, who lives like 4 hours away from us, he drove down the like people came that night.
He took his whole family.
Like everybody came down.
Your car, the sister is real.
Everybody
she was pregnant. She had a son.
So
Barack, like they came down, supported us. They prayed for over us. You know what I'm saying? They was there. Officer Captain Nadazar, who at the time was officer, but Captain Nadazar, our camp leader, he on the phone me every day. Officer Taziah never left my side.
Shapala watched the kids and let me get some sleep.
God. Oh man, like it was.
And this was during the time of the Passover, so it was.
And they still went up there to the Passover.
Right.
So they did the Lord's duty and brotherhood.
Right.
Like I said, brotherhood come first, and it was amazing to me. So like it.
Passover was like a family reunion, so it was like a lot of scrambling, a lot of moving parts. You know what I'm saying? And during the time where everything is already haywire, you got another emergency. You know what I'm saying? So y'all was able to get emergency in the time where people most likely was thinking about themselves. You know what I'm saying? Which is real heavy.
Right.
Real heavy, man. Like
so like it. If I could too, my family, my mother, my father. My mother came down. Like the second she found out I was shot, she came down. She stayed by my side right while I was her. I was telling you, I got to know each other real well. They right there by my side the whole time. So shout out to my mom, man.
Shout out to her.
Shout out to her. That was amazing. I'm her son, of course. I'm an early son, but yeah, her mom came down.
Shout out to your mom too. She probably got the news like you did.
And our family is like I love my family-in-law, and she love my family, and my family love her, and her family loves me. Right. And I'm glad we got that bond and support.
That's heavy.
And that also, if I could, that comes with courting. I courted this sister first.
Yeah.
I didn't just put my rod in the sister because I knew that was a responsibility, which we teach in the UPK.
Right.
So when you court, learn that person, learn them, get to know their family. You know what I mean? Everything General Muhammad say, just listen to everything Commander General Muhammad say. General Muhammad said, just do it.
Right.
Don't ask questions. Don't ask them to prove nothing. Just do what the Israelite School UPK tell you to do. That's all you gotta do, and I promise you, you will live and you won't die.
Right.
That's it. That's all I want to say.
That's happy, man. Look, and what we see right here, we see is a couple in the UPK, man. Like, this is a thriving couple, you know what I'm saying? We got a stigma on this, bro. I don't know if you know, you know what I'm saying? But they call us all kind of things, you know what I'm saying, in regards to women. You know what I mean? So what you see right here, you see a couple, man. They living, they thriving, they beautifully making it in life, you know what I'm saying? So we want to say the water or thank you, shout out to y'all, man, because y'all story is atomic. I'm gonna drop some bombs right here. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? So man, look, man. All right, that's it, man. We here with Malak and Marayam. You know what I'm saying? The heavy hitting power couple out of VA, Kansas City, Houston. The earth is they turf. You know what I'm saying? They taking over one step at a time, baby. You know what I'm saying? And the young boy in the back. Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So that's it, man. We gonna holler at y'all, man. Lord Christ.
You know what I'm saying? We got to represent for the culture. Niggas coming out here with all this funny color hair, skinny jeans and shit. Fuck that, nigga. We taking it back to the fringes. Motherfucking spikes, nigga, representing for the Hebrews. You know what I'm saying? Angry Black Man Media, nigga. We getting it in. We bringing that real shit back.
I match my guns with the sneaks. That's my fashion week. Go ask the streets. Dog, we got massive beef. We pass elite. Play this on blast, repeat. Let it go worldwide, let the masses peep. I don't care if she thick or her ass petite. She want war with the D, she a casualty. Long as she don't got no limits like I'm Master P. Fucking bitch! Boomstick style!
No, do that shit over again. You know I'm squeezing on triggers, my bullets hitting you won't heal it with stitches. You don't want that, you don't wanna get your skull cracked. Better tighten up when a nigga tell you fall back. Titties on the drum, you a sucker, give you all that. When you stand tall at, that's where you gon' fall at.